So, hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your girl, Mandy, and I'm back with the video. I know it's been a while since we've made a video for this channel, but I thought I would just pop in and give you guys an update. As you can see, things are a little different. So, yeah. So let me just start out by saying, for the past couple of years, I have had really bad migraines. To the point to where, like, I've had migraines, like, 24/7, all day, every day. I was taking ibuprofen. Didn't really help. Because like I said, I would still have migraines 24/7, all day, every day. Ibuprofen wouldn't work. My doctors would give me other medication. Nothing works. Just in complete and total pain all the time. It took for an incident in March 2024. I ended up having a seizure. And when I had a seizure, I actually fractured both of my shoulders. I was taken to the emergency room and they did, CT scans, MRIs, and that's where they actually found a tumor in my brain. So this was in March of this year. So after finding the tumor in my brain, I met with a neurosurgeon, and they just went over with me from having those CT scans and MRIs. They just went over with me with the results, the size of the tumors. They felt that it wasn't cancerous just due to the size, but they weren't, but the tumor wasn't small enough for me to go through radiation. So if I did decide to remove it, it would have to be surgically removed because it was too big for radiation. So this was in May that, I went over the results with the doctor, and I decided, hey, I wanted to have the tumor surgically removed, because if not, I would have to continuously follow up with neurology, neurosurgeons, to see if I may continue to have seizures. I will have to follow up with them to see if the tumor would grow or not. Just a lot of follow-ups. No telling how long. It seemed like it would be something that would have to continue indefinitely because, it was diagnosed as a meningioma. And so with having that tumor, and with me not knowing how long it had been in my head, it would have been something that I would just have to continuously follow up with. And that's not something that I wanted to do. Because after having a seizure in March, they already told me by law I couldn't drive for 6 months. And then after seeing the doctor in May, with him telling me, if I decided not to have the tumor surgically removed, this would just be like an indefinite follow-up. I just didn't want to go that route. So I decided to go the route of having surgery. So that's what I did. So in July of this year, I had surgery to get my meningioma, my brain tumor removed. I hadn't had any more seizures since March. My shoulders were still fractured from the seizure as of July. By the time it was time for me to have my brain surgery. So I had my surgery in July. Initially, my neurosurgeon told me that it would take about 5 hours for the surgery. I went in at like 5 in the morning, I think. After they did all the check-in, I think that everything probably actually started maybe around 6 or 7. But the surgery didn't end until like 7 that evening. So it was like a good 10 hours, if they told me. It was a very, I don't want to say difficult, but it was a very complicated surgery. I think they said that the tumor had kind of grew, and the placement of the tumor was near my eye and nerves in my eye, and it was also by a lot of blood vessels. So that's why it took a while, because they had to be very cautious, and they didn't want to, and just because of all of the nerves. There's a lot of nerves in your brain, and they wanted to just be very cautious. So that's why it took as long as it did. Even with me having a very good neurosurgeon and it taking as long as it did, I came out of the surgery, and everything as far as me mentally came out good, but the only thing is my eye. There was some swelling in my eye, and unfortunately, they said it's temporary, but there's an issue right now with my eye being closed. The muscle or the nerves in my eyelid, the nerves that help your eyelid to open, that was kind of, I don't want to say damaged, but it was irritated during the surgery, and also the eye itself. So I have to give that time to heal and correct itself. So that's why, look a little different, which is fine considering everything. I was in the hospital for 3 days, which, everyone thought I was going to be in the hospital a little longer than that, but thankfully I wasn't. I was showing a lot of progress after the surgery. I was fine. I was walking around, I was talking. They didn't see any need to keep me. I didn't feel a need to stay. So I was discharged home with no problem. But, yeah. I will say, though, after the surgery, I haven't had any migraines. So I'm pretty sure that was the root cause of all these years. I'll say over 5 years of just constant migraines. It was more than likely a tumor sitting there, growing in my head. And had I just listened to my husband, myself, and just taken more, I don't know, I knew something was wrong because it's not normal to have migraines every day. So had I just, paid more attention, I don't want to say paid more attention, had I just seen more and went to the doctor and just advocated for myself a little more about my migraines, I probably could have caught the tumor a little earlier to where I didn't have to go through surgery. And maybe it could have been caught with radiation. I mean, you never know, but we're here. We're at this point, so.
So how do you feel after? How do you feel after everything? Like, how do you feeling? Like, do you think it? Do you think that it was good cause for the surgery? And like, where are you at now with it?
I will say, my surgeon, he gave me the choice of whether or not to have the surgery. He told me it wasn't an emergency because it was non-cancerous. So it wasn't as if he was pushing for the surgery. He gave my options. He gave me, he laid everything out. I chose ultimately to have the surgery. And after everything, I feel fine with my choice, even with my eye currently being like it is. I'm fine with my choice of having went through the surgery because all the pain that I was in beforehand was terrible. Just day to day. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you made the right decision, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad you had a good surgeon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say his name or any his information or anything, but I'm glad I had a good surgeon as well. I did look him up beforehand, and he one of the best in his field. So, I mean, I'm grateful for that. So yeah.
So where do we go from here? What?
So from this point, just a lot of follow-ups. Follow up with neuro-ophthalmology to see about my eye. I still have to follow up with neurosurgery because they got majority of the tumor, but there is still some of the tumor left. But what's left is small enough for where hopefully it can either, it's not connected to any blood vessels, so hopefully it can either die off on its own or I can go through radiation for what's left for radiation to kill what's left. But there is a small part, so I will have to, follow up with that. And like I said, just follow up with neuro-ophthalmology for my eye. They told me my eye condition is temporary just because, like I said, going through the surgery, some of the nerves were irritated during the surgery. So hopefully this is temporary. I don't want it to be anything permanent. But if it is, I'll just have to adjust. Yeah.
So where you at mentally?
I don't talk about it. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully when we come back with another video, we will be somewhere
on the beach or something.
Yeah, we'll be at some type of vacation, some type of beach, somewhere, some type of destination or vacation. Alright, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video.